Welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. I wanted to get on here and tell you about a couple of things that happened yesterday. I was outside feeding Ducky, and a butterfly landed right next to me, and it was one of the ones that we let go. I could tell by its wings. And I was like, oh my god, you came back to visit. That's so sweet. So I gave it some watermelon juice and some orange juice mixed together. And I don't know if it drank the juice, but I came inside and I was just like so happy because I was like, oh my god, what a cutie. It came right back and like just landed right there, and it kind of like went like this with its wings, like hi. And it made me realize a few things. Well, it didn't really make me realize. It made me really happy. It made me feel really like sweet. Obviously, you let a butterfly go and it comes back to say hi. It's quite the compliment of nature. But it kind of put me in this space of connection. And I realized that I was kind of allowing so many, just with the past couple experiences, the past couple weeks, I've really been allowing external forces to not control me by any means, but make me move a little bit differently. I don't know if I'm seeking some sort of validation or trying to prove myself. I feel like a part of me was trying to do that, was trying to maybe compensate for like being introvert for so long. That when I'm feeling better, I've healed so much that I'm ready to be out in the world. But that doesn't necessarily mean that every space is right for me, which obviously we know now. The past 3 weeks, 1 week each, we've had a space that I was in or invited to be in. It became abundantly clear that those are not the spaces for me, and I have resigned from all of those spaces. I'm obviously in the middle of one of those commitments, and I still have to do kids college. But after that, I'm just kind of like liberating myself from all constraints, including social media. I uninstalled Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok yesterday. Obviously, I'm gonna keep doing YouTube, but I think I've allowed myself to become too available. And I have no desire. I mean, already just with this hantavirus shit, the way people are, everyone's think pieces are, it's going to lead to like some mass hysteria, and like psychosis. And I'm like, I do not want to participate in this. They've changed the algorithms for everything. Meta just took away encrypted, messaging, you know. And actually, so I deleted them yesterday evening. I didn't delete my profiles because I put so much work on both of those platforms. Facebook, I just disappeared off of Facebook. I'm just ghosting my town. I was one of the admins for one of the community groups in town that has like 8,000 people, and then I also started the Holbrook Artists. But I've tried prompts in there, and nobody. The apathy in this town is disgusting. So I'm like, okay, whatever, you guys can like have it. So they'll probably. I'm the admin, so they're probably gonna have to start their own if they choose to. That's fine. It's whatever. I was really hoping we could organize, but this, like I said, this town is just. I don't know. It's not for me. So anyway, I'm kind of like tying up loose ends. I feel like a lot of other spiritual people, I just saw a reader on YouTube talking about like, does anyone else feel like they're being like forced to isolate? And I'm like, yeah. It feels like there's gonna be a big shift soon. I don't know. But today was the first day I woke up and I wasn't like clenched. Like I wasn't stressed out. And I didn't really realize, yesterday I realized, like, last night my jaw was, like, hurting, and I'm like, why is my jaw hurting so much? And I think it was because I was, like, stressed, and I was, like, clenching my jaw, or I was just intaking too much information, Since the FYP, the algorithm changed on TikTok, it really isn't. It doesn't hit the same as it did when it was in when it wasn't in United States ownership, when the government didn't have a say. The algorithm is very much pushing out products more than content that you're interested in. And so I've been thinking about it for a while, but I think when I wrapped up the Mansplain Please, and just also seeing the way that the men were responding to that, I'm like, I have no desire to be seen by these inbred imbeciles. I have no desire to be like on anyone's radar. I've posted daily on TikTok for a good 2 years, missing a day or here and there, day or two here and there, but my follower count has gone nowhere. And when it does shoot up, it like the bots remove themselves and then it goes back down. Like I haven't been able to make progress over there, so I'm like, I'm over this. Like it's just become a policing tool. And then honestly, seeing the drama between Triv and Andemic also really solidified this choice because if you're not familiar, Triv is the brother who does what's the break the fucking news, and he and Endemic, this other guy, became like friends and partnershiped, and they were doing work in like Minnesota, like frontline stuff, right? And now they're all back in New York, and like interpersonally shit just went down. And I'm like, because when I first saw them like start to network with each other, I'm like, oh, this is great, like this is so good for the movement. Like they're using their privilege and their platforms to like go to the front line in Minnesota, to like go to the front line in the Bronx, or is it Brooklyn? I think it's Brooklyn, where there's like there's deed theft happening. But then there's their interpersonal shit is just, it's so messy. It's kind of insane, and it's just making me realize like I have no desire to, like, if the opportunity presented itself to collaborate with someone from TikTok, I don't want it. I don't want it, because like watching this shit like the past couple of days has just been like, whoa. And you never really know who people really are. The internet is a tool for a lot of I think that's the thing too, is the internet is a tool for darkness. It can be used to promote networking, but ultimately it has been put in place by these fuckers who want this technocratic society. They own all of the apps. They have full say over, you're not free to say what you want. I'm sticking with YouTube obviously because I've poured so much over here, and also YouTube was like the first internet, like when the internet first came out, it was like YouTube only. I don't know who owns YouTube right now. I don't have full hope that like this is gonna be like the be all, but I've allowed myself to really open up on my YouTube, and I'm gonna continue building that over here. I am seeing progress, so it's fine. But I don't know, it's just interesting because that's kind of a drastic step. But like I said, I already feel so much better. It's going to take, my muscle memory, it's going to take a couple days, but I ultimately do the best with addiction when I quit cold turkey. So it was just like, I'm done. Like I have, I'm just scrolling, like seeking what, meanwhile, I have all of these I have all of these projects on my desk. I have projects to do. I have goals to meet. I have ideas coming through. I want to make them happen. I really wanted to get the Quest for Consciousness workbook done this week. I didn't. But in my defense, the emotional upheaval of the teen center situation that took a lot out of me. And it made me really realize where I was pouring in that had no intention of pouring back, again. And it's not just in interpersonal or professional, it's also on the internet. It's also in these spaces Like, I'm putting myself on the line to share world news that the ruling elite don't want out, right? I don't want to put myself in a compromising position for a bunch of idiots who don't give a fuck anyway, right? Like I'm talking about Instagram specifically, that people from my past, people don't want to be educated. People don't want to know. And I think, as I've studied genocide for a good 20 plus years, it's something I've always wondered is, how does this happen? How do people allow genocide to happen? Well, it's become abundantly clear in the past 5 years that it happens because people don't care that it's happening. I care, and I don't want to be a part of that, right? So anyway, I'm gonna make Awake, Bake, and Make in a little bit. I have some decisions to make about the Zen Gardens. I have some new plates coming. I got different kinds of plates for the Zen Gardens. They should be here hopefully today. They were in Flagstaff at 3 a.m. So hopefully they'll be here today. If not, they will definitely be here tomorrow. But I feel like no, they'll probably be here tomorrow. But anyway, I got like black oval plates for the Zen Garden. I don't necessarily need the plates to be here to do this anyway, but I do want to measure out the sand. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and tell you, if you feel like you need a break, you're not alone. A lot of us spiritual folks are being led to this. And again, I feel like it's because we're going to be avoiding some sort of mass hysteria, mass psychosis. I was not on TikTok during 2020. I didn't get on TikTok till like 2022 or so. Maybe 2021, but I don't think so. And it's a great tool, and it could have been, it was a great tool when it was in the right ownership, when it was first launched. But now I'm seeing people joking about, what they're going to be learning on, like, during the next quarantine, and I just think, it's giving very much, like, we're grounded, and, Daddy grounded us. And I don't want to be a part of that. I feel like in these times we need to be taking our power back. We need to be standing up. And yeah, I don't agree with that feeling. There's a whole lot of reasons. But yeah, I was making myself too accessible to energy, and it was draining me ultimately. Whether it was here in my physical reality or on the internet, using different apps. So if people want to find me, they can find me here. And that's it, that's all. And hopefully I can finish some projects today. I was gonna let my Netflix lapse, but I really like Stranger Things, and it's become a comfort show. So I didn't let that lapse, but I also went ahead and deleted my Etsy, and I'm stepping down from my position in La Raza. I told him a while ago I didn't want, like, when I initially joined the party, I'm like, I never really wanted a leadership position. I don't have the capacity for that. And he wanted my name on there just to keep Arizona going, but now he's in Michigan, so I'm like, I'm just gonna, like, calm down. I'm not gonna be... So anyway, if you look at my community tab, my bio has changed significantly. I left Etsy because I don't want to be involved in anything corporate, so I am still on Mayhem Marketplace, and you can still buy my workbooks from Gumroad. I tried Etsy for about a month. You had to pay $30 to open it. And then you had to pay, like, a certain amount to, like, list everything, and then every 6 months you have to pay, like, 20 cents on every item, and then you also have to pay, like, 10% when it is bought. That's a lot that you're paying in, and, like, I could just list it on eBay for free. I can list it, like, or I could just start my own website for all of that, and have my own domain, right? It's just not worth it. And I looked at the zeros across the board, like, no views, no, it's not like they're pushing my stuff. Plus, I didn't get the shop name I wanted. I'm like, I don't want to do this. So, I tried to close it the other day, like compulsively, but I had a friend look and she said it was still there. But I just got a new debit card. Also, because I'm not putting my debit card in Google Pay anymore because these like apps are like insane. Google like charged my card like 2 months in a row over $100. And I'm like, I didn't authorize this. And I'm like, yeah, you did. I'm like, no, I didn't. So I'm like, I just need a new card. I'm starting over, and I'm not saving it in Google Pay. I'm like, I will write it in every time. I don't care. It's just gotten out of control, Amazon. I canceled Niles. The internet is so predatory, quite frankly, in all of these different ways. And I'm really just reflecting on the last quarantine, and I'm like, who was I in 2020 when we were going through that? What kind of mother was I? And I'm like, I wasn't on TikTok, and I was a much better mother. I was much more present. I was much more I'm just like, I'm not really proud of how much extra I've allowed myself to, take on. And it feels very divine. It feels very organized divine intervention that I'm having these realizations and then taking the action to, course correct. But I just don't know. I don't want anything to hold me back, and this just feels right. Like I said again, I woke up and I felt unclenched. My body feels well rested. My brain isn't exhausted from other people's energy. I think, at one point, a couple years ago, TikTok was such a great place to share information. But now it's just like this egotistical space for other people to like shame each other for not agreeing with each other. And I really got that from the mansplain please. Like one of the prompts the other day, this man wrote on the comments. I kept forgetting to turn the comments off. But one of the prompts the other day was like the second to last day. I think that was the last comment that I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, what the fuck? My question was, what makes your temper flare? And he went to my page, sought me out, went to a Hey Humanity so he could comment on the mansplain please question. Now, let me tell you, I was posing introspection questions. Introspection means I don't need to know about it. That means it's between you and yourself, right? So, but I expected men to understand a word, and I mean, come on, please keep it real. But anyway, he wrote on this Hey Humanity, what makes my temper flare is when creators ask questions and then turn the comments off. So I turned the comments off on that video too. And I'm like, I'm done. Like, that's really ridiculous. Like, you did all of that to like be seen and then say absolutely nothing. Like, you're just mad that you can't comment. The fuck? No. So anyway, it made me realize a lot about humanity, and I fucking hate humanity. I always have. I mean, I tried to like it. I tried to be supportive. But you can only be supportive to people who are not supportive back for so long. So thanks for listening to this. It feels really good to share. Like I said, my body feels clearer. It feels good. I also deleted a whole bunch of other shit off of my phones. Oh, with the Etsy. So I don't know. I don't think they canceled it, but again, it will lapse when my monthly payment comes up. I like put in a bunch of requests. I tried to close my shop. It never sent me to like yeah, you did this page. And then I also tried to like delete my page through a different avenue, and like it doesn't let you. So I'm like, fuck off. If I have to get a new debit card in the future, I will always go that route and just like cancel everything on that debit card. I don't know. It feels like we're being called to like consolidate. Consolidate our energy, consolidate our efforts, consolidate our means. I don't know. It feels like a moment of that. For me, at least. So if this resonates with you, then maybe you too. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just sharing my process. And I'm grateful for this space. I love YouTube. I love what I've created over here. I love that I finally have been able to show all of the different sides of me on one platform. And that's all I need. So, alright, I'm gonna let you go. I'm probably gonna do another video. I have decisions about these Zen gardens to make, and Tiny's still sleeping, so I will be right back. Have a good one.